What is up, everybody? We are live. I have Blue Chip Prospect on. We're streaming from my YouTube, his YouTube, and my X. So, how's everybody doing today? We're going to get some people in here, then do a mock draft on. Oh, there you go. So, I got to mute that. But, all right. So, I just wanted to see all the comments, see like what everybody's thinking about today. But, Blue Chip Prospect, how are you doing, man?
Doing really well, man. Happy to be here again. Think like we just recorded something like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool.
What's up, Trevor? What's up, Anthony? We got the usuals coming in already. Thank you guys for being out here. I really appreciate it. I'm dropping on, I think, Blue Chip Prospects YouTube page, my top 20 as well. So that's for On the Clock podcast, or podcast that we do. So definitely check that out. Blue Chip Prospect also just dropped his. So he got like 20,000 views on his top 20. So definitely check that out. Heck yeah, dude, star. If you guys want a sneak peek on that, go to his, because we were like kind of like balanced, like picking between who's is who and battling it out. So that was kind of cool. But right now we have like a good tank day for the scores. You got the Panthers up 2-1 right now. The Blackhawks are playing the Edmonton Oilers. And I believe Sacha Boisvert is going to be playing today, so that's pretty good. The Canucks are playing, but they're out of it. Y'all should do the YouTube collabs. We should be doing that every time. So it just posts to both of ours. We have like Blue Chip Prospect sends me the links a lot too. I just wish that you can hit the collab button before it goes live. I think that's kind of stupid. But Blue Chip, is there any underrated prospects that you're obsessed with that you believe might be drafted in the first round that the consensus doesn't believe is a first or second round pick? So that's a great question. I'll go to the prospect tab here. Anthony's always bringing the great questions.
Well,
go all the way down.
I don't know if he would be picked outside the first round, but like his ranking are all over the place. And we talked about him earlier when we recorded today. And it's Klepov. Like, I'm obsessed with him. I think he deserves to go way higher than whatever his general consensus ranking is. I think he's supremely talented, supremely smart, good edges, good stick, good shot, good playmaking. Basically does everything super well, and the production is there too. So I think generally his consensus is somewhere between like the 30s and the 20s, I think. And I have him at 13. You have him in the same area as me. So yeah, it's a player that I love, a player that will most likely end up in my top 10 at the end of the year. So that would be probably my choice for this question.
Yeah, I had him 14th. This is actually my ranking of him. Not going to spill the beans too much, but I have 14. So this is Nikita Klepov, 97 points in the OHL. He's actually leading the entire OHL this year. Pretty dynamic offensive player. I think he has that like elite offensive upside. It's just, and he played defense growing up, but you're just going to have to see what he gives you defensively. But
he's not lazy, man. That's something that I like.
He's not lazy, no.
Is he ready to defend at the NHL level? Probably not. But most are not. It's just like at least the effort is there. You know, the effort, and I feel like the understanding, the positioning is there, the stick activation is there. It's just needs refinement, like any player at 17 years old. He's a June birthday, so he's a young kid. There's plenty of growth in front of him. He's not a big player either, so there's plenty of time in front of him for him to develop his B game, develop his defensive game. But like, you've got such a solid basis with the offensive game that he has. I don't know. I just really like him, and I just want to check on the lead prospect, and his consensus is 26th overall. So I have him 13. You have him 14. So it's pretty higher than where he's.
That should jump up for sure.
Yeah.
I have Klepov as low as 13 and as high as 16, depending on what the seedings are. I think, like, this is my alt account if you guys want to see it, but I really think that like Klepov deserves to be in the top 15 on every list. I'm not really sure why there's a disconnect there, but I'm glad that we see it the same.
Yeah.
The guy I'm obsessed with that I'm higher on consensus is Brooks Rogowski. Brooks Rogowski is very, very talented. I mean, 6'6", and he's putting up like the numbers he's putting up in the OHL, I feel like this is a guy that's going to go higher than like Shane Van Sage went last year. Size matters. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to covet this size. You saw with Mason West. No, you saw with Mason West, like how coveted he was. I mean, the Blackhawks traded 2 other picks along with like the second round pick. So 3 picks for him. It was kind of interesting. So he's going to go a lot higher than consensus has him.
I think like all these players nowadays that have a ton of size, can skate, has skills that can be developed further, they're all taken in the first round. Like if you look at Nestrasil, if you look at West, if you look at Little No before that, like all these players that have tons of size with skills, with skating, they're all being taken. So I'm sure he's going to be a first round guy. Like I'd be surprised if he dropped in the second round.
Let's see. Wait. I believe he's a top 10 pick in my honest opinion. That's what I mean by that. I'm higher in consensus than most. Nobody thinks he's a top 10 pick. I wouldn't go top 10 pick. I think guys like Oliver Savanto, Oscar Hemming have shown more of an offensive upside with also having that size. Mm-hmm. But let me know, Anthony, why you think he's a top 10 pick. That is interesting. Where do you actually have him, Blue Chip?
Wait a second. I'll open my list right here. I don't know by heart. Brooks Rogowski, I have him at 32nd exactly. So, but last time we did a mock draft, I mocked him at the Montreal Canadiens because I just want the Habs to go for size. So I don't care if it's in the 20s, early 20s, late 20s. I don't care. I want Brooks Rogowski. I want to take that bet.
Who does he like remind you of? Would you have him over a guy like Shane Van Sage?
I think he has more natural skills than Shane Van Sage. I think he's a better skater than Shane Van Sage also. Shane Van Sage is he is more physical by a significant amount, I think. But Shane Van Sage's feet are not great. Like I didn't focus on him like in 4 months or something like that. So I don't know if they actually got better. So I would have to take a look at that. But as far as I remember, his feet last year, they weren't great. And Rogowski, I think he's just better at that. And like I was saying today, the mobility is so important today in the NHL that very few player makes it to their potential without having great feet. So, but Shane Van Sage was a player that I really liked last year because he brings so many elements in his game. And I would probably have Rogowski before Shane Van Sage because of the feet, but overall Shane Van Sage is a very good player too. It's a player that I like.
And comment down below any questions that you have regarding the NHL draft class. We're going to be talking about it all. Like you can see the prospects here if you guys want. Team prospect pools to see if what player fits in your system. Like I've been showing a lot of people this, but if you guys want to actually create your own build of lines, see kind of where these guys fit. Also, speaking of Connor Bedard, I did do an interview with Connor Bedard yesterday, so definitely check that out on my X. I put a lot of good stuff out there, so if you guys are interested, check that out. As well as Blue Chip Prospect, check out his top 20. Try to get that to 30,000 views. That's awesome that it got that much. It's definitely draft season, as you can see by the view count. We've been averaging about 1,000 viewers per stream lately. We have 108 people live viewing right now, but hopefully we get this number up to 1,000, and that would be pretty sick. So like and subscribe and try to push us out because this really helps our content. We're just trying to survive in the space, try to get really great content out there. So if you guys like it, please follow us, and subscribe. This is my company's X2, Draft Bros Hockey. That's where the website is. It would take a team from the West to fall below 12 for him to go that low. So that's Klepov. What I mean by higher than consensus, okay, so the reason why I believe Brock is a top 10 pick is my honest opinion based on the tape that I've seen. I could see him becoming a Blake Wheeler, Joe Pavelski as everything pans out. What do you think about that?
They're very solid players. I don't know if I have that projection for him, but I mean, it's not like I had the projection of Tage Thompson of what he is today. So I mean, anything can happen. I think that the base is there for him to become a solid player at the NHL level. Um, but honestly, like a Blake Wheeler or Joe Pavelski, like I respect the opinion. I don't share it though. I think for me it would be more um like an Adam Laurie type of player than a Blake Wheeler. Like those are very, very talented players. I don't know. Maybe he has the upside. I don't see it that way. I see him more as a more rugged two-way player than an actually like offensive juggernaut in the NHL. I guess there's a reason why I have him 32, and there's a reason why Anthony has him in top 10. So it's because we just don't see the same thing, which is fine.
Oh, I don't have him in the top 10.
No, I'm talking to Anthony Manzano.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Not you. Not everything's about you.
I have him 26. I'm going to go back, but I have him 26. If you guys want to first look at my top 20 or top 64, it is in that prospect pool side. I wanted to give the people that are using the app the first to look at it. So go on draftprospectshockey.com, check it out, roster build, create a mock draft. But I want to get to the talk of the town, and that's kind of the tank standings. And now the Blackhawks are obviously going to play Edmonton today, but the big thing is like Florida and Toronto. And I wanted your opinion on this too, Blue Chip. Like with the Toronto Maple Leafs having a top 5 protected pick, and I know the players aren't going to want to tank, but do you see them kind of pulling the same move that the Panthers are doing right now to stay in that bottom 10 and just pull their players with 7 games left?
Like they're never gonna admit it, but for sure they're gonna try to go as low as possible. Like, but it's just you can't get the players on board for that. That's the major issue. But now you have Austin Matthews who's out, so there's that. But it's still a tough. How many points do they have? They have, where's the point? 77 points. To get into the top 5, they would need to go all the way down to 74 points. It's rough, man.
Like,
I don't know.
It's the only chance they have is the Blues.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know the Panthers have to win, but let's see who are the Blues playing. The Blues don't play today. I'm sure they play tomorrow. Yeah, they play Anaheim tomorrow. That's going to be a really tough game. Anaheim's obviously coming off that fumble of a game against the Sharks yesterday. I mean, what a shot by Macklin Celebrini. Macklin Celebrini is going to be an MVP candidate for his entire career. I can't say enough about his game. It's absolutely incredible. Me and Blue Chip Prospect were talking about, like, he is in that same tier as like Celebrini. Or Celebrini's in the same tier as a McDavid and a Crosby. And it's like, can he be better than McDavid? Is he going to win a ring, like a cup, before McDavid? I feel like we have to start thinking about this. The Sharks and the Oilers are both going in way different directions. I would kind of put my money on Celebrini now, and I would not have said that before. But I mean, Celebrini looks like he has a lot more impact than top 10 of the players. The Sharks are 1-16 this year when Celebrini doesn't even get a point. I mean, that's just nuts. I mean, he's carrying that organization right now. The only thing that I've seen with Brooks is the inconsistent physicality with his size. He doesn't use it all the time. I mean, when you're that big playing in the OHL, like, you should be using it, but the OHL also is more physical. I mean, like, if he was in the WHL, he'd probably be a wrecking ball. Or if he was in the Q, I think he'd kill someone. Klepov is perfect for Florida. I actually don't see Klepov being a Florida pick. I feel like if it would be one of the defensive players. I mean, they're going to have to pick in the top 10 if they pick. So it would be one of the defensive players, unless they trade down, or one of like Oscar Hemming or Oliver Safonto, in my opinion. I mean, maybe they go with, if they're going to go with a skilled guy with a lot of upside, Klepov could be the guy. I don't know if Vigo Bjork would be their man, but that would be a little interesting. Blue Chip, do you think Klepov would be a perfect pair for Florida?
With Florida, if they pick top 10, I don't know. It doesn't seem to me like it's their style of player. No, so
I agree.
I don't know if they would go for that, but I mean, at the same time, I would. So it depends on them, but I go with skills. Like if there's like, it's just I feel like Florida. Yeah, at the same time, they need to replenish on skills. So it depends where they draft. Like, if they draft like at 6 or 7 and they have like, I don't know, Belches available or one of those big Ds like either Chase Reed or any of these guys, I think they would go more for that.
I know we got another comment about this, and Anthony said, Trev, as much as I like Kleb, he is not a physical two-way player like Florida wants. And I feel like that's the exact kind of thought process I was having.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
that's what I mean when I say, like,
Yeah,
it's not their style. Like, the two-way heavy player, that's not really what he's going to do. But at the same time, you need those talent to produce offense. So, like, obviously they're lucky because like their most productive player or their best player, which is Barkov, is also a defensive beast. So there's that. But like Matthew Tkachuk, as far as I know, is not a defensive beast. He's like a heavy player. He's not fun to play against. He's very good offensively, but he's not a defensive beast. I think like you need, like anything, you need a balance. So if you have players like Klepov who project more as an offensive player than a defensive player, but a very good offensive player, you need to balance that out. And they have the players to balance it out anyway. So I don't think it would be an issue. Like if it was me, I wouldn't necessarily be scared to draft Klepov. Depends where you are in the draft, but it's not their style. But at the same time, they took Samaskevich. Like last time they were in the first round or something like that. They took Samaskevich, which was a pick for skill more than anything else.
I just want to quickly run into this. Like if I'm not actually going to do a mock draft, I just want to see like let's see. Like consensus of my board went off the board and Florida's at 6. Who do you think they would honestly go? Like Caleb Malhotra went off in these 5. Who do you think they would take? Do you think they would go on the defensive side, or do you think they would get someone like an Oscar Hemming or Savanto? Like if they were at 6.
I think if they're at 6 and there's Albert Smiths on there, Ethan Belches, I go Albert Smiths.
And can you kind of talk to the people watching about Albert Smiths? Because I know that a lot of people think that the Blackhawks are going to take him even as high as 3. And I know that we had a great conversation about Albert Smiths today. So can you kind of go into why Albert Smiths is rated so highly?
Well, it's the athleticism to defensive and offensive skills. You know, the guy's 6'3". He plays against pros. He played in the Liga. He played in the Olympics. Played in the World Juniors. Now he's playing in the DEL, or was playing. I think they're done, right? If I'm not mistaken. Or I don't know. I know he's playing in a DEL in Germany. Not the biggest numbers out there, but in Liga, it's normal. Nobody puts big numbers. It's very rare for players to have a lot of production in that league. It's very defensive. It's very pro, even though there's a lot of space. But the guy skates well. The guy defends well. He's not perfect. He's not a perfect player defensively, but I think he projects as a very, very good defensive player on the defensive side of the puck. He can move the puck really, really well. Crisp passes, accurate passes. He can get players on the move with the pass on tape. Absolutely no problem. I love his retrievals. Like I was saying when we were talking about him earlier, I think he's really good at like escaping the first line of pressure coming towards him when he go for retrieving pucks down low in his own zone. When he goes at the blue line, he often will present himself as the 4th forward when he has a hard shot. So if you give him any space to come down closer to the high slot and release his shot, then you get a hard shot on net, and that's going to create either a rebound or a goal. But he has a very, very good shot. His one-timer is also an absolute bomb. The guy can pass, the guy can skate, the guy can hit, the guy can defend, the guy can, he does everything well. He's a work in progress I think you're the one who said like his story is a little bit like Moritz Seider. I think his style is a little bit like Moritz Seider too. Not just, I don't think he's as good a skater as Moritz Seider. Seider was a very, very good, good, like he was very dynamic with his feet, even when he was drafted. Even though everybody was surprised by his pick at number 6 by Detroit. Was it number 6? I think it was. Like he was very dynamic with his feet, and he had a lot of skills. While Albert Smith is that, but a little bit less, I would say. So yeah, I think he's a really good player. For me, in my top 20 that I just released last week, he's my first defenseman on the board. Basically, it goes McKenna, Ivor Stenberg, and then I have Albert Smith, followed by Verhoff and Chase Reed. And it's just because for me, when you take all these players together, you have Albert Smith who can do it all and has the mobility. Then you have Verhoff who can also kind of do it all, but doesn't have the mobility. And then you have Chase Reed, who's more of the offenseman who has a little bit more issues defensively, but also has great feet. So when I put it all together, for me, Albert Smith was the best player or the best projectable defenseman in this draft. So yeah, he looks great, man. And when you watch him, like he stands out all the time. It's one thing that I like about players is when you watch a game and you're not bored by watching that game. Like that guy stands out. And when you stand out in Liga and you're 17 years old, it's something because it's very rare. It's very hard. Another guy that can do it is Oliver Savento. When you watch a Liga game, he stands out. So that's great. He really stands out. He's big. He's fast. He's physical when he needs to. I feel like he plays a little bit like a freight train. It's not that he's hitting everything that he sees, but he seems to me like a relentless type of player, and I love seeing that. So yeah.
Yeah, I needed to leave. My dog was crying and he tore his ACL the other day, so I was just checking up on him. But yeah. I know Lebowski asked for this question, and honestly, one of the cool things is that if you are in a draft and if you draft a player, it will go here just to see their player fit. So Keaton Verhoff would be on the Blackhawks in this kind of build. And obviously, like if you pick in a draft and you stay in the draft, if you go to the GM and do that. But a good question was about like Albert Smiths, and if the Hawks draft Albert Smiths, would they be giving up on Kaiser Vlasic? So cross out Vlasic for sure. Like the Blackhawks love Vlasic. They have him on an incredible contract. He's not going to go anywhere. And I do feel like it would be more of a Kevin Korchinski, Wyatt Kaiser are battling it out, or you trade one of these two for a elite forward or in a package. So let's see. So if you go and if you choose to keep Korchinski and the value is higher, and you put Albert Smiths here, but one day you kind of hope that he does replace Alex Vlasic as the top left-handed defenseman, but we'll just put him here for now. Albert Smiths and Artem Levshunov would be my favorite pick because I've been saying this for a long time. I think Albert Smiths is the perfect player besides a guy like Levshunov. And like Albert Smiths can hit, he can play make, he has good hands, he's reliable defensively. It would allow Artem Levshunov to honestly be more of himself. So if you put a player like Albert Smiths next to him when they're both at their highest point, this is a great pair. And I wanted to get your opinion. Do you think Albert Smiths would be a fantastic pair next to a guy like Artem Levshunov, or would you kind of want him next to someone else? Because
honestly, I think Albert Smiths is a guy that can man his own line. I don't know, like, has Levshunov play with Vlasic? Because I feel like this is a perfect pair.
Yeah,
but I don't know how they look.
They've given, honestly, with Levshunov, like, I wanted, like, in this build, Rinzel with Vlasic, because I feel like it would be two very big, tall defensemen. But I could totally see a scenario where you're doing Sam Rinzel, you're giving Sam Rinzel, Albert Smiths, and
yeah, well,
with that
exactly.
offensive
I
upside,
feel like
kind of cook.
I feel like if you have Levshunov is a high-end playmaker from the back end.
Mm-hmm.
If you can give him a player like Vlasic who skates well, is big, can defend really well, I feel like they are a perfect pair together. And then I would have Albert Smiths, who I think is a better player than Sam Rinzel. Yeah. I think he projects as a better player, but it's not like Sam Rinzel is a bad player in any capacity. It's just I think they would complete each other well, but Albert Smith would probably be the driver of that pair. So it would give you like a top four with two amazing drivers on each line, a bit like Montreal, where they have Lane Hudson followed by Noah Dobson. You know, you have both line back to back. They can do anything on the ice. So you would have that type of defense where they're very, very mobile. At the same time, they can make accurate pass. They can stretch a defense on the other side, and they come in wave because it's one after the other. Instead of putting your two best defensemen together, like Lane Hudson is playing a lot of time with Struble. Struble is barely NHL caliber, and it still works really well. So it's
and
you need one guy who can really drive and another one who can complement.
I wanted to talk about Lebowski's comment. You asked me, you literally asked me if the Hawks drafted Albert Smith, would they be giving up on Kaiser or Vlasic? I said no to Vlasic, and then you trade Kaiser for a very good forward, and you said I'm undervaluing my Kaiser, but you literally were the one that asked me, and I think that Kaiser would provide more value than Kevin Korchinski. So I'm literally valuing him to what I thought. I said put him in a package for an elite forward. How is that undervaluing? I keep seeing him, and I don't understand that. Like, of course you wouldn't trade Vlasic at this point. He's on a 6-year deal at 4.6. Like, that's an absurd deal. I know he's in year 2 of that, but Kaiser has been one of the best Blackhawks defensemen. So I think that if you're going to get Albert Smith, then you don't want to put a guy like Vlasic or Kaiser, and this would be in like 2 years, but you wouldn't want to put a guy like Kaiser on that third pair because he is so good. Why would you not just trade him? Hey, what are we watching here? What's the website, the game? So this is the Draft Prospects Hockey Simulator. So it's a draft simulator, like with a lot of people's help and Blue Chip Prospects help. I created this so you can mock draft with your friends. You could do some mock drafts, tank race, prospect pools. You can look at any NHL player in the entire system, look at their stats forever. Same with prospect pools. So this is the GM mode. So go to draftprospectshockey.com. I'll put the link in the comments, and you can actually create a lineup with the players in the draft class. So you can see exactly who you think the Blackhawks or your favorite team should pick. We'll go to the Habs because that's the team that Blue Chip Prospect follows. You can also trade any single player, any single pick that is in the database. So if you want, like, let's say, I'll give a fun one. Ivan Demidov for random Artem Levshinov. So Ivan Demidov for Artem Levshinov. I would think that the Habs would have to give 3 first-round picks also with that. I don't know if you agree, Blue Chip, but it is.
Levshinov?
Ivan Demidov and 3 first-round picks for Artem Levshinov.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. So if you want to do that. So he said, Lebowski said, you completely missed my point. My point is Wyatt Kaiser will be a better hockey player than Albert Smith. That's just not going to happen. Wyatt Kaiser's been good, but he's not going to be better than Albert Smith. If you took a young Wyatt Kaiser with what we know now in the draft, he'd probably go like 30, 32 or something, or maybe 25, somewhere around that range. I think Albert Smith is going to go like top 3. I think someone blocked Lebowski. I don't know who did that. Lebowski's been great. I
blocked him too.
That because you asked.
You should block him too.
This is live Dr. Horror Show. Thank you for tuning in. We have 208 people now. My cousins are probably making a ton of accounts, so thank you guys for creating as many accounts. No, I'm kidding. Thank you guys so much. Hello, I've picked 1, 2, 5, 9 in my Dynasty Fantasy League. Is there a universe I don't take McKenna Stenberg 1 and 2? So, no. You take Stenberg and McKenna 1 and 2. You try to get Vigo Bjork at 5, in my opinion. I don't know how the defensive statistics will work, but if the highest upside available, I think that the first defenseman you should take off the board would probably be a Chase Reed because he has the most defensive upside. I don't know if for fantasy hockey in a dynasty league, if you can get Chase Reed at 5, that would be a fantastic fit. Or if like a guy like Caleb Malhotra falls to you, and like obviously Vigo Bjork's probably not going to be there. at 9, but if you could somehow walk away with him, that would be great. But yeah, no hard feelings. I just don't think that Wyatt Kaiser would be a better hockey player than Albert Schmitz. I just don't. I think Albert Schmitz is the 4th best player in this entire draft class. I don't want to spoil blue chip prospect, but he has him as his first defenseman off the board as well. So I think that the discourse on Albert Schmitz is just not right. I mean, Albert Schmitz made the Olympics for Latvia. He played incredible at the World Juniors. The guy is 6'3" and he's a train. So when he hits you, you're going to fall to the ice. He put Draisaitl on the ice. This is a guy that could be an all-star. I don't think that Kaiser has that, but I like Wyatt Kaiser. I think that he has legitimate upside. That's why you can trade him. Or like, if we're being honest, I think that the one guy with a foot out the door could be Korchinski if you're talking about left-handed defensemen in the system. So if you're going to put like Schmitz, Vlasic, and then Kaiser out there, that would be one of the best left-handed defensive cores in the entire NHL. Like, it really would. And then show me 2 prospects that are Levshunov and Sam Rinzel as right-handed defensemen that have that much upside. Because the Blackhawks do, if they get Albert Schmitz, would have one of the best under 25 defense in the entire league. Like, and it's hard to build. You can see how it's hard for the Sharks. Big offseason for Kyle Davidson. John Morrissey type for Kaiser. Good comp Charlie made. I did not see Charlie. But let's see. Don, what are your thoughts on my last 2 comments? So Anthony had said, okay, P, question for you. Who is a prospect in the draft that you guys feel either will be constant contender or console winning the Selke trophy multiple times during his career? For me, it's Tynan Lawrence. Tynan Lawrence is really good defensive center. Blue chip prospect, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'd say probably the same. Lawrence. If you're looking for a player that's going to be a Selke candidate, Malhotra. Yeah, Malhotra and Lawrence is what I can see, but I don't know if they have that type of offensive output. You know, the players who win Selke, like players like Barkov's, this year maybe Nick Suzuki's, like he's going to be like close to 100 points or over 100 points. I don't see Lawrence or Malhotra ever getting there. Nothing is impossible. Obviously, like you have just so much data before the draft that it's impossible to really know what their ceiling is. But it's hard to see any of them reaching that type of level. I saw Lebowski who said, "You blocked me, blue chip. Cool, unsubscribe."
No,
it was a joke.
That was a joke.
I don't block anyone. so no, I was just joking, encouraging people to block you, but it was the joke. Don't take this seriously. I thought it was pretty self-explanatory, but it's okay.
Me and Lebowski were like, he's been cool for a long time. And then like when I was on a show,
no, he's not cool.
He was like talking bad about me in the comments. I was like, what is going on, Lebowski? He was just like, Don doesn't know anything about hockey. I was like, I even DM'd him. Like, I've answered all your questions. What do you mean? Don, what are your so the other question was about McKenna and Stenberg. Let's see. Blue chip prospect between Stenberg and McKenna, who do you honestly believe is going to be more consistent winner of the Rocket Richard throughout their career?
Rocket Richard? None of them. I don't think so. There's too many good goal scorer, and even the players that are playmaking first, like McKinnon, they're still like at 50 goals, and I think Caulfield just scored again tonight, so he's like at 48. There's too many good goal scorer for I think Stenberg and McKenna to be in that conversation. Bedard should be in that conversation at some point too. So like and Matthews can get back there. Patrick Laine, no. But so I don't think they would reach that type of level. I can see McKenna being what's the trophy for the most point? It's Hart Ross, is that it? Yeah, and I don't know my trophies. I don't care about trophies. So I know the Stanley Cup and that's it. But I can see McKenna being a player that could reach these type of levels sometime, a la Patrick Kane type of level player. He's just so supremely good. I think he has it in him. Is he going to reach that? He's going to be able to adapt to the NHL physicality, speed. I think he will, or I wouldn't have him first. So obviously, I think he will. I think he has all the skills in the world. I think he has a lot of deception in his game. He can change the tempo in a heartbeat. Like, he dictates the pace on the ice. So I think he has the skill to get there, but it's a big ask. But if there's one player who's going to reach like the top of the NHL in terms of point production or scoring goals and things like that, it would be McKenna, in my opinion, more than Ira Stenberg.
So, Stongief, I just sent the link to the site. So thank you so much for being interested in it. Really appreciate it. And then he said, someone said, thank you for the thought out process. Been watching a lot of your guys' videos due to me getting into more prospects. Like, that's awesome. Hockey prospects, it's such a big growing industry. So thank you guys. This is the right place. There's also a ton of other stuff. So if you are on X, like, DM me and I'll give you a bunch of different recommendations of really great channels. Who do you think will have the most upside for a Norris season in this draft? You know, that's
Chase
a
Reed.
really interesting question. Yeah, Chase Reed, because of the point production.
Yeah, it's so important for the NHL, and I don't think Albert Smith will necessarily be like the most point production type of guy. I think he can put up points, like maybe a 45 points or something like that. Same thing for Verhoff, but like, I think he's more his offense is more tuned down compared to Chase Reed. Chase Reed could put a lot more points on the board, and the fact that he can also defend, or at least like get there at some point, he has more chance to be a Norris type of defenseman. But again, do I see these players as Norris Trophy winner? Hard to say. Like, with the Schaefers and the Makars, the Hughes, the Werenski, the Hudson, it's like, you're gonna have to produce a lot of points to get in that conversation. It's not impossible, but it's just I don't see these players as that type of defenseman. But again, I didn't see Schaefer as the type of defenseman he is now. So
yeah, it's actually insane how many incredible young talents there are coming into the league. That, like, I feel like the next Norris Trophy winner that comes out of a draft will probably be Landon DuPont next year. But at the same time, like, Keaton Verhoff, Albert Smiths, and Chase Reed all have that really high upside and elite upside. So they could take that Matthew Schaefer leap, but it will be in 3-4 years, not after the season where Matthew Schaefer is 10 days away from being in this draft. Like, we can't see what Matthew Schaefer did and think that it's going to be repeated, because it won't. And he's absolutely just incredible. So we had a question about Daxon Rudolph, so I put him up, but I'll answer the first questions first for me. I think it's Adam Novotny, Oliver Savanto, or Oscar Hemming. All three of those guys are fantastic. If you want, I think they're just safe players too, but they also have that upside. I'm trying to get around to Adam Novotny's, like, to more. I feel like I'm lower than him on other people, but I really like Oliver Savanto and Oscar Hemming. And who's your Baker pick out of the final three? Well, I'm surprised Ethan Winnenbach wasn't in the Hobie Baker.
Who's this? Max Plant, Hughes. Who's the other one?
The other one. Well, I think, why would Gavin McKenna? Looking it up. Who the last one is?
I just saw
Eric
it quickly.
I want Eric Polkamp.
Oh yeah,
I want Eric Polkamp. I interviewed him earlier before the season. Guy's so down to earth. He's a guy that you could just go fishing with. Like, he's a cool, down to earth guy. I'm rooting for him. If you guys want to see that interview, though, go on YouTube.
He's my favorite in those players, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's awesome. And if you guys actually want to see any of my interviews, and I'll put some Blue Chip Prospects interview, I'll actually put his top 20 on here too. So if you want to go see that, it'll be on here too. But if I'm going to put all of my interviews here, but I have an Anton Frundell interview. This is the first one ever of him doing an English one-on-one video. So I got the luxury of doing that. I got a Caleb Halter video, James Haggins, Matthew Schaefer, Roger McQueen, who just signed his ATO. I have a Porter Martone one. I have like over 200 interviews that I'm going to start uploading in there. And Eric Polkamp is one of them. And that one actually got more views than I thought it was going to get, in terms of, I didn't think it was going to get a lot. And it got like, it did very, very well. There's a lot of supporters for Eric Polkamp. He's a big, great prospect. And I wanted to get to Daxon Rudolph. I actually pulled up his page here. And I feel like this is a player that me and Blue Chip Prospects can both go in back and forth on. But I want to start with you. What are your quickest thoughts on Daxon Rudolph here?
I think he's a phenomenal defenseman, but I think, like we were talking today in your ranking, is I think we have to take the WHL's production with a grain of salt. Like when you see a guy that's producing at 78 points, 28 goals over 68 games as a defenseman, like there's so many players that are extremely productive this season. For me, like there's a question mark there. And I also, when I see him play, even though like he does jump into play and he does come as the fourth forward and he does a lot of good things, he has a good shot, I don't see him as a guy that's going to be a big producer in the NHL. So I wouldn't expect like a guy that's going to be putting up like 45, 50 points in the NHL. But I can see a guy who can move the puck really well. He can defend really well. He's physical. He has his hard shot from the blue line. Or even his one-timer is good. His wrister is good. His bomb is good. So like he has a versatile shot, but also like he has a crisp first pass. When he go for retrievals in his zone, he can really like get a good pass on a player on the move. So I think that's where his value is more than actually like breaking down defenses in the offensive zone. And like, yeah, I think it's just, I feel like the production is suggesting that he has some type of big offensive game in his game, which I don't think that he has, even though the numbers are there. But I could be completely wrong too.
I do like Daxon Rudolph's offensive game. I think that he has like eyes in the back of his head, and he's a good passer. You saw that pass in the CHL USA prospect game to JP Robert, and it did seem like he's just very, very good offensively. But I do like his defensive game too. That's why I am 9th in my rankings. But I do see what like Blue Chip Prospect is saying, that the WHL stats are very heightened. This is like, I was saying, like this is like what the NBA is now. And the OHL and USHL is kind of like what the NBA was in the 1980s. It's just there's not as much scoring in those leagues than there are in the WHL, and it's getting a little easier. So it is surprising, but as a right-handed defenseman, 6'2", he's going to go higher in the draft. He's one of the younger players. He's an 08 March birthday as well. So you get that kind of upside too. I do think that there's rawness to his game, and I think that it's going to take him like 2 or 3 years to get into the NHL, but when he does, he's going to be a top 4 defenseman with some playmaking ability. But that's just my opinion on him. But at the same time, like I feel like he has a higher floor. And we have a really good question here. Also, interesting question. Do you think Xavier Villeneuve could be a steal if he falls to pick 12 or 20 or 30?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think he's going to fall more than that. He came back recently from his injury, right? And I think he did really, really well in the last couple games. But like all season, there was all kind of, not just this season, even last season, there was a lot of conversation about him being like the Lane Hudson of Quebec, which he does play a little bit like it. I don't think he has the same level of skills and vision, and like everything on Lane Hudson and Cole Hudson is like tenfold. So it's, I think he has that, he has the skills to be a steal if he drops to, let's say, the second round, which I think this is where he's going to be picked realistically. He's also one of the older player of the draft, so there's that. But I'm not as convinced. I started the year super high on him. Like he was like 7th in my preliminary board or something like that. Now he's not even in my first round. It could be because I didn't see him for a while because he was injured, or it could be because I'm just not a fan of what he brings right now. I think he's competitive. I think he's super skilled. It's just I'm not sure what he is at the NHL level right now. I don't feel like the skills are good enough to be that type of player. But time will tell. It's just really hard to say with him, and with the fact that he plays in the Q, and the Q is such like a random league. Like it's a good league, but players coming out of there is so hard to evaluate. So yeah, but yes, he could be.
For me, I would be more excited if he was a forward. I honestly think that he could be a forward. 157 pounds was his last weigh-in. I need to see the central scouting and him at the combine, but this is not okay. But the 5'11" is a good height, and I feel like, you know, if he gets one more inch or whatever it is, like this is completely fine. If it was 5'9", I'd be more worried. There was 0, I think, under 6 foot defenseman taken last year, and it was just like Luka Radijevich was not taken, and now there's kind of a little more. But the NHL is getting smaller, but the want for undersized defensemen isn't. So I think that this is going to be a trend, and maybe we see Villeneuve fall out of the first round, and I think that would kind of
he was weighted by Central Scouting at 162.
Okay, what was it? 162? He gained 5? Okay. That's
so he's at 5'11", 162 according to Central Scouting, and it has the asterisks, which means he was weighted and measured by them, which is terrible for a guy for a guy old. Like, he's 5'11", he's not 5'9", and he's on the older side. 162. That's an uphill battle.
Yeah. If Vancouver wins out, they would still be number 1 pick. That's kind of hilarious. What do you guys think about the draft class in general? I think it started slow, but I think it's a really good class. Gabe Foley was on my last stream, and he said that this is one of the best. This is one of the best ones we've seen in years. We got a super chat, $5 Canadian super chat. I know you're not Flames fans, but could they turn the franchise around this year with their two first round picks?
Somebody could they turn the franchise around this year with their 2 first round? The first one is top 5. Where's the other one?
Let's see. I'm not sure if that. I'm trying to find it.
Vegas pick. Okay.
I don't know if that.
Obviously, with a pick in the top 5, like obviously that's right a big. Now. Yeah, because it's Vegas. Vegas is an experienced team in the playoff. Like in the top 5, you get a very, very good player. If you get into the top 2 and you get a McKenna or Ivar Stenberg, I would say a yes to your answer, because then you get a very, very good player. I think for me, there's a gap between McKenna and Ivar Stenberg. There's also a gap between these two and the next player, which for me is Albert Smith. But so if you get one of these 2 offensive player, obviously you're turning the franchise around with something to build around. And you already have Perek, you already have some good players in there. So it's a big boost. And then in the 20s with Vegas, you can grab another good player. Maybe Klepov goes there. Maybe you can get a player like I don't know who on the top of my head, but like there's plenty of good players to draft there. So, but it's more, the most important part is getting one of McKenna or Ivar Stenberg. If you get a player, if you're outside the top 2 and both are gone, and then you get either Chase Reed or Keaton Veroff or Albert Smith, I say it's still something that will impact your franchise very positively. But is it going to turn your franchise around? I wouldn't say so. But at the same time, if you get a player like Albert Smith to play alongside a player like Perek, sorry, you get a top-notch first pair right there. Like if everything goes well, obviously like Perek needs to show some progression in his defensive game and physical game and like giving a crap about the game. But but Albert Smith's being like the insulator on the other side that can also shoot the puck almost as hard as Perek. Also with a great first pass, I think that would be like it's a great first pair. But is that turning your franchise around? I would say no.
For
What do
me,
you
if you
think?
get the Flames in the top five, that's going to turn your franchise around in any way because um, you need that. You actually have a lot of organizational depth within your prospect pool. You have Colin Potter, Cole Regeny. You've drafted well. In some cases, you got Ethan Wittenbach for free last year. I think that was an incredible value, and I just believe in the Calgary Flames uh, ownership because they've gotten so much good value. And I think that top three pick will be a defenseman. So let's say you win, you get Gavin McKenna, that turns around your franchise. If you win, you get number two, you get Stenberg, turns around your franchise. You get Verhoff or Smits, that really helps your franchise. And Verhoff might have the upside to turn it around. And then you have the 18th pick. And I think that you can really go in a multitude of different directions. But at this point, with the 18th pick, you can go with like a guy that falls like Nikita Klepov, Oliver Savanto could fall. You could get like if you don't pick a defenseman and you go Pepperinen here, like that would be fantastic. If you get Stenberg and Pepperinen or McKenna and Pepperinen, like you're winning the draft. And then you have how many picks you have. I have the pick counter here. You'll have 4 second-round picks as well. You have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 firsts, 2 seconds. This is absolutely insane. So like this already turns your franchise around. But if you get McKenna, that would kind of basically be like what happened when the Blackhawks got Bedard in 2023. So the Calgary Flames are in a great position. I've loved their prospect pool, and I love how many picks they've accumulated. And this is the time when you got to just attack. And then next year, they could get like a guy like Landon Dupont, Alexei Joseph. So I really appreciate – I think you gave Blue – I think because it's in Canadian, you gave Blue Chip 5, but I really appreciate everybody that does the super chats. Like that's awesome. I got my first one like 2 days ago from Jim, and it was like I was running up and down. Like it's just really cool. So we will prioritize anything. If you do the super chat,
to whoever
cool.
it is, whether it's me or you, thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for your questions, and
totally,
thank you very much
that's
for the
really
5
awesome.
Too.
And then we're gonna go, and I feel like we answered your question pretty well, but I think we're gonna go to what are your thoughts on Kashawn Aitcheson being ready for next season? I think that they're gonna deploy him in like 40 plus games next year. I'm really excited because his skating did get better, and he had 30 goals in the OHL. This is a guy that I think is a heavy body. He can produce in the playoffs, and it's just one of those people that you kind of want next to like Schaefer in that. But at the same time, I don't know necessarily if he's going to light up the world on fire, but I do see him as being a very good player, but I don't think he's going to put up like 15 goals next year. I don't think Islanders fans are going to get that again with a rookie defenseman. What are your thoughts?
Well, no, I don't think so. I like what he brings. I love the physical. I love the physicality. I love the shooting. I love the offense they bring. I don't think he's a playmaker whatsoever. I think he has a solid first pass. I think the mobility is a little bit of a problem for me. Even though it got better, it's still not to an NHL standard. It makes me think a little bit of a Yakimchuk. Like it's just not as fluid and as explosive as it should be. The pivot can be a little rough. If he pinches or he tries to be too aggressive on a check, which he does a lot, like multiple times a game, then he gets caught. Like he's pretty exploitable on defense, in my opinion. It's something that he will have to tone down. But every defenseman that plays that type of hockey, where they want to hit and they want to pinch and they want to make plays, they have to tone down what they do at the NHL level. Like I'm going to take a player that's absolutely not on the same level as Kashawn Aitcheson in terms of offensive output and all these things. But if you take a guy in Montreal like Arbor Xhekaj, his biggest problem is that he's always trying to find hits and he ends up being out of position. It's not that he's a bad skater. He's a pretty decent skater. He's not a Schaefer skater, but he's a decent skater. But once you're out of position at the NHL level, it's really, really hard to get back on track. So it's one of the problems with Kashawn Aitcheson. It was a problem last year. It's still a problem, but in the end, players that are that aggressive, that are not scared to drop the mitts, that can also put offense on the board, like there's none of them. So if you get one, even though this guy, I think I think his ceiling is probably a number 4 in the NHL. I don't think he's a number 3, a number 2, a number 1. I don't think at least that's not what I think of him. But he's going to be one of the most useful number 4 you can find in the NHL because he can do so much. If he can gain a step, if he can tone down his game a little bit, in the pinching and the aggressiveness, you get a real player there. Is it next year? I don't know about that. We'll see. I don't really care if it's next year or not. Actually, I care about his prime, and I think in his prime he's going to be a really good player.
And I wanted to go to Ricky's question because I did pass over it for the super chat and I forgot to go to it. Would Gardner be a comp for Daxon Rudolph?
Gardner, jeez, didn't hear that name in a long time. Honestly, I'll leave that one to you because I haven't got to create comps for my player yet or think about that. So I don't know. I think he's better than Gardner in my opinion, but
yeah, it's the higher upside. But I'll tell you, Daxon Rudolph's comp for himself, and it's Blue Chip Prospect's favorite name that I say. It's Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty.
Oh, Daddy. Your daddy.
It's not Drew Daddy. It's Drew Doughty, and that's his player comp for himself. Like now I have like social anxiety to say that name. You have no idea. It came up in another podcast and I couldn't even say it. But for me, like I wouldn't say he's Drew Doughty at all. But he's just that two-way defenseman that brings that offensive upside that's good defensively. I think we were actually talking, and I want your opinion in the chat, but do you guys like this defensive class more or 2024? Because we both have differing opinions on this. I think they were up to, well, this was with Vegas pick. Eric, thank you again for the 5 Canadian. I have a take on Albert Smits. I think this guy has already reached his potential. I don't think he's ceiling really high. He's mature faster than the others. What do you think?
It's not impossible. It's
not impossible.
That's one thing. When you watch players on tape, it's something that's really, really hard to know. Like you don't get the physicals, you don't get to talk to them all that much. Maybe you do, but I don't. I don't talk to the coaches, so I don't have access to how physically developed he is. Like if he's still somewhat lean at 200 something pounds and you see like he can add more, then you know he's not done. If he's not done physically, then he's not done at all. It's that simple. If he's done physically, then he has a lot less runway, and it's something that's entirely possible. I think it's pretty rare for players like that to be like that has matured all the way up at that age. Like makes me think of player I will never remember his name because my brain is just juice because I haven't slept in 3 days. But yeah, there are. I remember there was a player in the OHL who scored like 50 goals in his rookie season, in his draft season, and I was high on him, and everybody was telling me, well, the guy has a beard of 45-year-old guy. I was like, yeah, that's true. So it's not something that's impossible. I just don't think it's likely that he reaches his physical potential and potential overall, but not impossible.
I think Kaliev was like that. But he was playing different.
Yeah, but he looked ready physically already. You know, I don't. Yeah. When I see Albert Smith, I don't see that type of developed body like Kaliev was. You know, he doesn't have the same type of broad shoulders and like fullness that Kaliev had. Like Kaliev, you looked at him in his draft year, and he looked like Lev Shunov. Lev Shunov was built like a tank in his draft year, and he was 18 years old. Like, you know, this guy physically was done. He was not going to get faster.
When I was talking to Albert Smits, and this guy looks like he could be fully matured. In all honesty, like his body, he's obviously playing with pros, and he's on that pro schedule and the pro diet and everything. He was like Artie. That's why I have him towards Artie. I don't know, it's because if I saw him in person, but I do want to show you this. Maybe. I interviewed Connor Bedard yesterday. If you guys want to see this, I stumped him one of my questions. Thank you guys. Every Connor Bedard post I posted got, I think, on every platform, got over 50,000 views. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. You guys are very big support. So thank you. It was my first interview ever with Bedard. But for Albert Smits, I don't think that he's reached his potential in any sort of way. He played great in Liga. We talked about that in the video coming out very soon. So go check that out on Blue Chip Prospect and I's YouTube channels as well. But at the same time, I do feel like Albert Smits is more developed and more ready. So I don't know if that's going to go into what his potential is and if it lowers his ceiling, but I do think that it just shows how high his floor is. I actually am going to take a devil's advocate here. I think it shows how high his floor is. But there's a question here. If my Panthers end up drafting a defenseman at 6, if that's where we are, who is a better matchup style-wise for Aaron Ekblad in the first pair and with Seth Jones in the second? So this is a very interesting question. I think Aaron Ekblad, well, they're both right-handed defensemen, so it kind of takes out both Verhoff and Chase Reed. So it would just be Albert Smits and Carroll's. And I actually think Albert Smits would be much better for the Panthers because he's more playoff built and he's quicker and he's going to get, I mean, he's not quicker, but he's going to be quicker to the NHL. So I think Albert Smits would be put on both. That'd be a good pair for both. But
especially honestly, if he's playing with Aaron Ekblad, because you never see a righty on the left side. Like, it barely ever happens. You see lefties on the right side, but the other way around.
Yeah.
I don't have examples in my head. But so, like, in that sense, for that question, you forget Chase Reed, you forget Verhoff. You could go with Carls. Yeah, Carls is a left shot. How's Aaron Ekblad? How's Aaron Ekblad's feet? Have you seen him recently? Did you watch him this season?
Yeah, I've watched him, and honestly, he's never been a burner, and it's never been like, I've never really been impressed with that side of his game. I just think that he's so smart, so intelligent, and he's still only 30, but I do feel like he looks slower. I mean, he's 6'4", 220, got to carry that around for 15 seasons. It's going to wear on you, but
so at number 6, a guy like if Smith is gone, for example, then a guy like Carroll's makes a lot of sense because of the mobility
it does
beside him. Obviously, it's going to take a while for him to get there, but when he does, and Aaron Ekblad is 34 by then or something like that, then you'll need that speed on his side. He's gonna need somebody to defer to give the puck to move it out of the zone. So that would be a guy like Carroll's.
Do you think production in the CHL should be discounted because of the NCAA sucking up the talent? Yes, we talked about this today actually on our show that's coming out. Highly recommend that because it was like a 20-minute conversation. But the short answer is yes for both of us, and especially in the WHL.
Yeah, more the W than any other league.
Yeah.
For me, I think the OHL is still up to standard, but the WHL, for some reason, like everybody who's talented except for Mattis Preston is putting up huge numbers. So
why is that? What is that? Like, so weird. The Blackhawks game has started. For those that are watching the tank, the Panthers are up with 14 minutes left, 2-1. I don't want to spoil the Habs game because I know you're going to rewatch that. The Red Wings 2-1. Canucks are tied 2-2, but again, why are they good now? Like the last few games, they've looked great. So whatever. Eric says, "Thanks, boys."
You can spoil the game. It's fine. I have the score in the corner, so it's okay. I'll watch it anyway. It's what
it's
I live for.
Rangers are up 7-0 against the Habs.
Yeah, I'm just happy for Caulfield, 48, and Suzuki another point.
3-0.
Demidov another point. Slavkovsky another point. Right. It's like, yep.
I didn't pull up some of Trevor's comments because I was worried that you were going to want to rewatch it. So, but he was talking about Cole Caulfield. So I want to try to go get to those.
I see the guy Ricky Bartenslager saying Kobe Bardu was the 45-year-old. Exactly, that's the name I was looking for. Good job.
Kobe.
That's the guy.
Barlow. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What a name.
This guy, man, I really liked him. I know the feet were slow, and I know that physically he was very developed. He was very mature, but he has such a hard shot, and he played such like a chaos heavy type of game in front of the net. I really liked him. He's doesn't seem like he's turning out to be what I thought he was going to be, but that's like a lot of players. So
What do you think of Porter Martone next season? I'm surprised he isn't on the first line currently in Philadelphia. It just takes time, as you can see a lot like
yeah,
Misa and a lot of the deployment of the young guys. It's always weird, but for me, I've always liked Porter Martone. I've talked to him like 4 times, I think, and a lot of it is just like I asked him his player comp. It was obviously Corey Perry, Matthew Tkachuk, guys like that. I think that he looked meaner. I've actually talked to him more than next to World Juniors. I forgot about that. But the World Juniors is definitely something that he looked great in. He was the captain of Team Canada. He's always been that guy. And I think that the playmaking is fantastic. The puck handling, the passing, he has great vision. At that size, you kind of want him to use his body more, but he did look meaner after whistles at the World Juniors. That was something cool of seeing him in those live viewings. He looked great. So for me, I think that he's going to be like a 40, 50 points player in his first season, but I think this guy can get 40 goals in his season. I think that this guy actually has that sniper ability. I'm a lot higher than him on other people, but I think that 2025 class is going to produce a lot of stars. Like you're already seeing it with Matthew Schaefer, you're seeing it with the potential that Misa has and Frondell. I think Porter Martone, Roger McQueen, James Haggins, and Jake O'Brien are next. So Porter Martone is very, very good.
yeah, I love Martone. For me, like I know like his own comp is the Kachucks and stuff like that, so I'm not gonna go against it. But for me, I see him as a future type of Mark Stone, maybe not the same level defensively, but like same type of rugged player, not necessarily the most like in your face type of player, but Mark Stone is not a fun player to play against. He's a heavy player. He's not afraid to hit. That's who he makes me think of because the feet are not all that great. And Mark Stone, like he won battles and he won his puck position and he made plays using his brain and his skills more than he did it by using his feet. And I think that's what Martone's going to have to do at the NHL level. I think like his evolution at the NHL level might be a little slower than players like Higgins who can really like skate in 4 directions, east, west, north, south, very easily. I think like they might have a little easier time to adapt to the NHL than Porter Martone, but Porter Martone is supremely smart, supremely skilled. He has the size. It's just figuring out the league at his speed, or maybe he takes a step, or maybe I'm just completely wrong and his feet are NHL average. I don't know, but I love this player. I think he's going to be. I would have loved if he went in the West. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and what are your opinions on Cato Rourke gaining exceptional status next year? And what are your thoughts on his game? So this is a 6'1" defenseman. I think he's 14 or 15. He might have just turned. He is very good offensively. I think that this guy has just kind of like a Landon DuPont movement where you're kind of seeing that of the reason why everyone's so high on Landon DuPont. With Cato Rourke, it's a little interesting because you don't really have a lot of like the stats that are up. You have like the Brick Invitational and stuff like that where he's put up 3 goals, but at the same time, this is not a player where you can get a lot of clips on even at the instat level. So I can't wait to see him play more. That exceptional status is fantastic. If he continues to play well, this guy's going to be in that realm of like a Landon DuPont type of player. And so, it's really great for the game. It's really good to see these defensemen that move that well and to see that he's already 6'1", 6'2". So if he ends up being 6'4", 6'5", like this guy's going to be a superstar. And just like, you don't want to put as much pressure on a kid right now, but you got to see what the production is when he gets to these major junior teams. And I'm very excited for the league. So I'm really excited to see him play, but I don't really have a lot of viewings on him because there's not really much out there. It's all of what
I know
I've heard.
nothing about him. I know the story. I know that he's like 6'1" at like 14, 15 years old and something like that. But that's about what I know about him. Like,
I've seen a couple of the
you're
clips.
not gonna get much out of me.
Yeah, but that's what we were saying. So excited just for the game of hockey that so many young players are very, very good. I have a question for the junior leagues around the world. Is the Quebec Major Junior better than junior leagues in Finland, Russia, and Sweden? I would
I
say
would say so.
the
On par with
juniors
Sweden, I
in
would say.
Russia were better at one point, but I don't think they are anymore. I think everything.
I think it's more the disparity between teams. The problem, like in Russia, like you have good MHL teams that are a little bit more structured, but once you get into the silver divisions, man, sometimes it gets rough. Like AAA in Canada would be better than the MHL at that level. So I think like the Quebec Major Junior League is probably something like this. The Sweden. Now it's the U20. Used to be the J20. I would put that on that level, probably something around that. Like I'm not enamored with the Quebec Major Junior because I don't know. I feel it feels disorganized. Production in there doesn't mean all that much. There's not much physicality in there. Like obviously you're gonna get some good players out of there. If you think of Caleb Desnoyers last year, like he's a good player. He's coming out of there. Nico Hischier came out of there. So yeah, so there's good players. It's just a more complicated league to scout probably because of the fact that you're not exactly sure what you're getting once they go play against other players. It's the type of league that you need to watch the league, but you also need to watch these players at the international level to have a better idea of what they can do against harder competition. But I think the WHL is heading in that direction too.
I would say probably the junior leagues in Sweden are better because they produce more. Because you know that you're going to be getting a lot of that younger talent. But that's just kind of me. I would rather.
But I think they produce more because of the fact that the leagues above it are professional leagues.
Yeah,
so sometimes
that's why
they don't want to have like a young kid in the Allsvenskan or a young kid in the SHL. I think it's the reason why they develop more
players.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It could be a toss-up. They could be in the same tier, but the queue for me I've only heard worse and worse things, and it's just like I don't know.
Yeah,
who knows at this point?
And they're trying to revamp like the Quebec development system for the last few years, and I think it's getting nowhere. So it is the way that it is.
This is a question for you, Blue Chip Prospect. Actually, the perfect one.
Who do you think will be the starter of Montreal a couple years from now? Dobesh or Fowler? Man. Ooh. This one is hard because look, I'm gonna have a prospect pool video up on the channel soon enough. And Fowler is very high in it. I'm not gonna tell you exactly where, but Fowler is very high. It could be 1, could be 2,
43,
could be 3, but he's very high on it. I love Fowler. I think he's so composed in the net. He's athletic. He's more athletic than he used to be. So that was for me was the main thing. I think he's combative. I think he has good vision and he sees the puck. I think he's squared up to the shot. He does a lot of good things, but he was not necessarily the most explosive skater there was. So sometimes moving from one post to the other when the puck is moved east-west was a little bit complicated for him. But I think he developed that part of his game. He seems supremely intelligent, so I think he's going to be a really good goalie. But Dobesh, man, I don't know. If the Dobesh that we have right now is the Dobesh of the future, it's going to be hard to move him because right now he's playing like a star. Like since we came back from the Olympics, I think he has the most goals saved above expected in the entire NHL. And I mean, if you want one stat to tell you your goalie how good he is, that's one of them. So
he's been that good. Wow.
Oh man, Dobesh is a brick wall. Like he finished his transformation into a brick wall. Man. He's so good.
The Habs could win the Stanley Cup this year if he keeps that up in the playoffs. Like I'm not even joking. Like,
yeah, but it's hard. It's hard, man, because the last 6-7 games they've been so good. Like over the season, like they were always good, but it was not consistent. Like they had 2-3 good games, then they had 2-3 bad games, and then they had a couple wins where they came back in the third period in the last 5 minutes, and then they lost the next game. So it was very inconsistent. You could see like the flashes, you could see the young team, because obviously they looked very young on the ice, but now like it seems like everything is gelling together. Like the system is finally like, they're like, I don't know, they're playing harder. We played against Tampa Bay over the weekend. Tampa Bay is not an easy team to play against. At the end of the third period, they were really trying to get into our face, and I would say Montreal was more in their face than they were. And like they took a step, man. They took a big step since they lost two games against the California teams in Montreal. I think like it was like a kick in their butt, and they were like, okay, now let's put the pedal to the metal. And since then, they've been unstoppable. And if they win tonight, that's 7 in a row. Now it's 2-2, so we'll see if they win. But
wait,
it's already 6 in a row. Huh?
The Rangers is 2-2 now. The Rangers scored twice.
Yeah, Fox and Cooley. I never know what's his name.
Trevor,
Cooley.
where were you?
But to answer the question,
we
I
are
would
live.
say
We are live, Agent. I don't know where Trevor went, but go ahead. Sorry.
If Dobish plays like that, it's going to be Dobish. If it stays like that, you can't move a goalie that's playing like that. So,
but Fowler's a beast, man. They could get something for Fowler, and I think you need a 1A, 1-2.
Yeah, and Dobish is 6'4", so like he has that natural athleticism. The guy, like, it's hard to find a goalie that can push harder than he can, because he pushed so hard he's out of his net most of the time. Like he fixed that, but like that was one of his major problem. Like he's super athletic and he's 6'4", so you start with a bigger base, covering more net. He looks big in the net when I don't know. It's going to be hard to move him away from there if he keeps playing like that.
I wasn't looking at the scoreboard because I was watching the Blackhawks game, because I don't know if anybody was watching, but 12 minutes in, they got their first one. No, not goal, but shot. So they finally got their first shot 8 minutes in against the Oilers. That's progress. So pretty good. Honestly, for anybody that's like watching, this is a big game. I mean, big day for a lot of these. Like every game is important right now, but especially in the tank race, it's a huge game. If the Rangers actually even pick up a point, what I'm hoping for me and for Blue Chip's sake, like the Habs or Habs win the game in overtime. Like that's what I want. I want the Rangers to at least get a point. I want Florida to win. I'm actually surprised that they're even up. Like Boston's a very, very good team. I kind of put that in as a auto loss. I mean, there's still 6 minutes left, so they can give out 12 points. But there's Flames. I mean, this one's big. The Leafs. So the Sharks are on a run right now, and the Sharks look dominant. If the Sharks can win that game, the Leafs actually, I think, will drop to 6 if the Florida Panthers win. And that's big for the implication for Boston. So Boston might F up both on the playoff run that they're on as well as the Leafs pick. So there's a lot of pressure on the GM right now in Boston if they lose this game, because they really want that pick, obviously. That would be top 6 pick or top 10 pick. So that would be interesting. The Devils continue to win, so that's an interesting one. And the Canucks are they might be playing for the Calder Cup in the AHL this year. I'm not sure if they are going to qualify, but I would like to see that. I wish the worst team in the league could play in the AHL playoffs. I think that would be so embarrassing and funny. Like how crazy that would be. But what prospects in 2026 that's projected in the top 10, you guys wouldn't be shocked, has a bad fall, which means they don't even get drafted in the first round, not because of talent. Well, I think we've already seen that with a couple of these guys in summer scouting, which is Ryan Robrick, Mathis Preston. For some lists, Xavier Villeneuve. I would say I couldn't really see anybody in the top 10 now. It's pretty solidified. If I had to guess, Vigo Bjork, because if he comes out as 5'9", he could fall past, but it would be a mistake. I mean, we saw Alex DeBrincat that happen too, and I mean, I wouldn't. We've
It's
seen
hard to
crazy
say
things.
because at this time of the year, players that are like consensus top 10, they're very likely to go pretty high in the draft, like drop all the way to the second round. Like you're not, even if I'm not like necessarily the biggest fan of Tynan Lawrence, for example, there's no way he's dropping to the second round. Maybe he drops to 16 or something like that. But
Yeah.
second round, like it's not gonna happen. The only player that's around the top 10 that has a chance to maybe drop to the second round would be Viggo Bjork. And even then, even with the size, I don't see it happening at all. Because like if Zach Benson was taken, I think it was 13th overall, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like
Yep.
Viggo Bjork is going to go in the same area because I see the same type of impact for Viggo Bjork that I've seen for Zach Benson. So
Well, that 2023 draft was also stacked a little bit. Very good draft.
yeah, very good draft, but it's just I don't know. It's just that there's not a player like at least in my top 10 that I see that could go all the way to the second round. I feel like it's very unlikely, and if there's one of those players, it's going to be Viggo Bjork, and if it's Viggo Bjork, it's crazy to get him in the second round.
Yeah. And I want to go to so many other questions. We have like 20 questions. So thank you guys so much for being active. I mean, you guys always have been awesome. And Anthony and a lot of these guys, you guys have been asking incredible questions. But because teams want other things in their system,
Guess who scored?
If
you had to take a guess
man.
on the Montreal Canadiens, who scored? Who do you think it is?
Demidov.
No, it's Caulfield, bro.
Yeah, I'm really upset about
that. Is
that.
49 now? 49. Let's go.
Why couldn't they just put that at overtime, man?
Did you know Caulfield has 49 goals and 0 of them are without a goalie?
Wow.
Like a lot of players
no empty netters.
No empty netters, and like he has like something like 70% of his goal are within one goal, like when the game is within one goal. So even like could be like getting tied or getting one goal in advance, but he's always like he's a big time goal scorer in the big time. Like he's not scoring when it's 3-0 or something like that. It's always like just now where it was 2-2, now it's 3-2. That's Caulfield. He's so good.
He's so good, man. I mean, that's what I'm like, why would you not pick Viggo Bjork? I'm not really sure what's wrong with the Predators prospect pool, but their roster's still in this off. That's interesting. So I wanted to go. Where's Dynasty? Right, I got to implement them, but that's a little interesting.
Dynasty is a player at Seattle would get. They kind of got snake bit by Utah there. Yeah, but didn't you get O'Brien? Yeah, that's who they got.
O'Brien's a fantastic player.
Yeah,
very good player.
Like they're different players, like vastly different players. But I mean, when it's all said and done in their prime, I wouldn't bet against O'Brien. He's so good, extremely talented. There's work to be done more than Denoyer, in my opinion, but his ceiling is probably higher than Denoyer.
For you guys, who's the next superstar American once both Chuck brothers and Jack Eichel retire? I have no idea. I could not answer that one, honestly.
For you guys, who's the next superstar American once both?
Because we're talking about, I mean, Jack Hughes is obviously, I mean,
yeah, but he's missing the most important skill, which is being able to play. So
yeah, but he's the most famous U.S. born hockey player in the world right now.
Yeah, but I think it's just he needs to be able to play more consistently. Like he's the face of his franchise. And he's obviously like he's one of the most skilled players in the entire league. Like there's no question around that. But he needs to play. Like you can be as skilled as you want. If you don't play, you don't play. So,
he just had the defining goal that for the U.S. for 46-year drought of a gold medal. I feel like that would probably be the next face of USA hockey. I know that the Chuck brothers are fun too, but I mean, he's also dating Tate McRae or whatever. So like, if there were things like that, I think he would be the face of USA. But it's so hard. There's going to be. I feel like there's a very good American-born hockey player coming. I just can't think. I mean, a lot of people thought it was Mikey Burchild.
Cato Rook. We just talked about him. He's American, no?
I guess.
There you go.
But again, I don't want to put all that pressure on him.
Let's go. 14 years old. Let's go. I think he's 15 now. No? So.
I think January birthday or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Got to pull that up. Which I didn't even read that article. I was watching the Blackhawks game. Cole. Oh, Yzerman. I don't think
there's no way Yzerman's that guy. For a while, I thought James Hagens could be that guy.
He said Cole. So James Hagens could. He could. James Hagens could be a clone of Jack Hughes.
Cole what? Cole Yzerman?
All they said was Cole. That's why I thought he said
Cole Caulfield.
Cole Caulfield. There it is. Yeah. Cole Caulfield can.
Cole Hudson.
But the problem is he plays for Lane Hudson. Let's do Lane Hudson. We'll just say Lane.
Well, Zach Werenski is already there.
Yeah, but this is talking about when those guys retire, so he'd be up there too.
Yeah, Lane, Cole Hudson, yeah.
Hagens. No way you guys do lives.
He's sleeping on his live.
Sorry, I've been on camera like for the past week. But we do, yes. A finishing league for overagers and the academic unfortunate late bloomers as the NATO league might be a good idea. Quebec City and Halifax would be key franchises there. That would be interesting. You should email them. Honestly, I don't really know much about a lot of those. I don't even know. A finishing league for overagers. Do you think that would be really cool?
I can see my
it's a cool idea.
Yeah. More RK is always cool. Am I ever going to go watch it?
That Tampa game. Penguins versus Tampa 5-2. I have another Montreal question. I don't know who Zurovsky is. I don't know who Alexander Zurovsky is. I don't think he's very good. No. Zurovsky could be better than Demidov. When do you think? I don't think he'll be better than Demidov, but I think that his puck handling. This is a question for me because Blue Chip hasn't really watched him. Like for me,
I watch every single one of his games.
For me, you guys can watch actually all Zurovsky points. I made a video of it. That was a fun one. This guy's ultra talented. In a redraft, he'd probably go in that range of 16 or 17 or 15, 16, 17. Which is one of the picks you traded for Dobson. So frick Kent Hughes, man, that dude is just an animal. But you could take this question. This is for you.
Well, first and foremost, as good as Zurovsky's production has been in the KHL, and he has a record for the U19 production in this season in the KHL, like better than Kaprizov, better than all these players. I don't think he has it in him to be a better player than Demidov. Demidov is going to be a franchise level player. Like he's not there yet. There's still work for him to do. But Zurovsky, I don't think he can reach that level. Is he going to be a top 6 player? I think there's a very good chance he's going to be a top 6 player. And again, in my Montreal Canadiens prospect pool, when I put the video out, like he could be above or under Michael Hage. So we will see about that. But I think like he's really good. I don't think he will reach Demidov's level. For me, that's out of the question. Like it's really, really rare that I will like say something and say like out of question. Absolutely not. It's very rare, but I think like Demidov is a very different level of player. Like the completeness of Demidov is different in my opinion. And that doesn't mean that Zurovsky is not good. Zurovsky is looking incredibly good. So I think we gotta steal there for sure, in my opinion. I really, really love him. And when is he coming over? I have absolutely no insider information. I think he's coming over at the end of this next season. His coach, what's his name? Is it Igor Larionov? Is that it? It's set up at Yulev. I think it's Igor Larionov, the coach. So, he said that whenever he's ready, he can go. Like, it's not about a contract thing, but I think like he's gonna play another year in the KHL. In my opinion, I don't think he's necessarily ready to come here. He's still like he's heavier than he was for sure. He looks heavier on the ice than he ever did in his draft season. But I think there's still some work to be done on the skating, bulking, and after that, you bring it to North America, play him in the AHL if he needs to, and that'll fine. And he's going to be great, but probably not the middle level.
So, what do you guys think of Chase Reed, Nikita Klepov, Brooks Rogowski, Jack Hextall, Tommy Bleal? They're joining my school next year. Go Spartans. Also, Mason West is also joining your school, so another first-round pick. And it's just such a deep commitment group right there. Like, they're going big, they're going skilled, they're going heavy. I mean, you have the 2-6-6 guys in Brooks Rogowski and Mason West. You get Jack Hextall that could be like a 3C for you. Tommy Bleal's been fantastic this year. Nikita Klepov's super offensive skill. And then Chase Reed is obviously the prized possession there. So I think that that's just exactly what you want to see. I think that's like one of the best recruiting classes you can get. You can't really ask for much more than that.
Yeah. That defense is gonna move the puck for sure with Tommy Bleal and Chase Reed. That puck is gonna be moving to the offense really quickly.
I think they might win the Natty. Like at that point, like Penn State could get Landon DuPont. That could be kind of interesting, but they're gonna lose Gavin McKenna. Michigan's good. Western Michigan will always be good, but their recruiting classes won't look good on paper, but they always know how to win. But Denver's getting somebody good. I forgot who. Who did Denver just get? Denver just got a very, very good player. I'm not really sure. I think that they got like someone in this class. Are my Panthers screwing up their draft position? If they win this game, I mean, it's not going to help. But I do believe that they're going to be in the top 10, so I don't think you have to really worry. If they go on a 3-game losing streak, they're just going to put somebody that sprained their pinky out. I mean, they're going to take out their entire team, and that's what they're doing. Yeah. I
think they'll do whatever they need to. Yeah.
Yeah, the Panthers are doing it correctly. I think that they would pull their goalie every single shift if they needed to in the last game, if they needed to lose that. Like, in all honesty, like, they do it correctly. A lot of teams, like, they're like, oh, we're going to win this game just to win it and destroy our draft position. And then after the entire summer, they're getting questions about it. Just lose, bro. Like, lose. Don't overcome.
And it's absolutely the way to go. Like what I know, like you're a Hawks fan, and it's bad for you, but for them, there's no other way around it. Like you don't want to give up an 11th overall type of pick, so you want to keep those picks. So just be in the top 10, and it's 1 year where the team sucked. They didn't have Barkov, they didn't have Tkachuk at the beginning of the season. Like everybody's injured. Like, try to tank as much as possible. Try to get the best pick you can get. No shame about it. Don't be shy about it. The Blackhawks been doing it for a decade. so you guys might as well do it. And then next year you get all your good players back, and you had a top 10 pick, and then you can go back to bruising other teams and winning the Stanley Cup.
Yep. And now Panthers are in the 7th spot after winning that game. But they have more points than the Jets, but that doesn't matter. They also have more points than the Kraken, but it doesn't matter because the Kraken have 2 games in hand. And they're tied with the Preds, but at the same time, they need to jump at all of these teams. They need the Kings to lose. I mean, there's just no – I really don't think that there's even a shot. But they've won 2 in a row, so they're giving themselves a chance. But I wouldn't bank on the Blackhawks getting that pick. Regulation in the NHL would shake things up. That would be awesome. I think it would be hilarious, but it would like who to bring. Who would you bring up? Because the AHL affiliates would suffer. Yeah.
Honestly,
Real
I
Caulfield's insane.
absolutely want the NHL to go back to an 8 seed type of thing, like the wild card thing. I just hate it, man. I
Yeah.
just want I want East, West, the first 8 team in the East, first 8 team in the West. No more wild card crap. I
The
don't
wild
know.
card
I
doesn't
just
make
I
sense.
just hate it, man. Huh?
It doesn't really make much sense.
No, but they had it because at some point there was more team in the West than there was in the East, if I'm not mistaken, or the other way around. I don't remember with the expansion, so I think that's why they changed it to make it more like equal. But it doesn't change anything. It's just crap. take that thing out. Go back to 8 seed, and that's it.
Yeah. And then could be
Look at those
Yzerman.
Red Wings.
Caulfield is oh yeah, look at those Red Wings. So the Red Wings are 14th. They've lost 3. They're 3-6-1 in their last 10, which is not good, but they're still 14th in the league. Always happy for
Talk about
the
a
Red
team that
Wings.
doesn't want to win.
Yeah, but wait, could Yzerman be Caulfield? Is an American? I feel like
they're both American.
Yeah.
I mean, Cole Caulfield is American too.
Boston College has Oscar Hemming. I think they're trying to get both Oscar and Oliver Savanto and Juho Cabrera. That would be insane. Red Wings are winning tonight. Yeah, what would you think about that? Boston College doing all that.
That'd be great, man. Good for them. I have nothing else to say. I'd love to see Oscar Savanto in North America, though. To get him out of the Finland environment, see what he can do in terms of production. Like it's always my top question with players coming from Finland is what can they do actually in terms of production. It's so hard to evaluate with the Liga. Like seeing that guy in the NCAA, what can he do? Would answer so many questions. Even though like he looks good every time I watch him, the production is still not spectacular. So there's always that question in the back of my mind.
Connor McDavid is in the box with 36 seconds left in the first period for the Blackhawks Oilers. It's a big tank game and also a big game for the Oilers, which is why the Blackhawks probably win. Connor Bedard is the puck by the blue line. Bertuzzi, I think, is going to score here. But oh my God, Frank Nazar shot it. What a save. Frondell nearly scored. Oh my God, Frondell's been so good. His slap shot is so heavy, so strong, so fast. I mean, it's absurd how good he is. He's looked like the Blackhawks' best player other than Bedard the entire time he's been on. I think the Oilers are going to get a mini breakaway here on the PK, but nothing happens. It's going to go 0-0 in the first period. But Connor Bedard shoots the puck 200 feet. But yesterday I did get Frondell as a beast. I was supposed to interview Frondell yesterday at practice, but he left early, so I ended up getting Connor Bedard, which was very, very cool. And I wanted to show you guys some of these Connor Bedard clips. Hypothetically, if my Panthers get the number 1 pick by winning the lottery, do you think they choose Stenberg or McKenna, or do they go defenseman at number 1 or trade out? I need to read this again. I think that they would go Stenberg over McKenna because I think. But I think for the NHL draft and the NHL league, Florida would. If Florida got McKenna, I think that there would be a total meltdown. I think it would be a war on X and Twitter hockey Twitter. So I'm not even going to think about if they got Stenberg or McKenna. I would say if they get number 1, they would go with one of those players. But if somebody gave them like King's ransom or whatever it was to trade out, I think that a good spot for them would be Albert Smits. I just feel like that would be the perfect player for them. I hope that they don't even touch this pick. I don't even want to think about it. If they got Stenberg or McKenna, it's just like, all right. Like, okay. I think they'd go Stenberg, though. I think he'd fit their
Yeah,
team better.
it's a floor versus ceiling thing. And I think honestly, the Panthers would be the best team for that because of the position they're in. Like next year, if they get all their players healthy, they're still a Stanley Cup contending team. So
Yeah.
like I think they can absolutely just go for the ceiling and go for McKenna because I think McKenna's ceiling is higher than Stenberg by a significant amount, but I think that Stenberg's floor is higher than McKenna by a significant amount. So if you're in Florida's position where you're already a contending team just on a bad year because of injuries, I go McKenna all the way. Like no question, I run to the stage and go take McKenna. I think that guy is going to be a superstar in the league. Like the beginning of the season in the NCAA was not great. He needed to adapt, and then when he adapted, he became like just a beast. He's not going to be a heavy player. He's not going to be a physical player along the boards or on the forechecks and stuff like that. That's never going to be his game.
Mhm.
But I mean, the Blackhawks won plenty of Stanley Cup with Patrick Kane, and Patrick Kane was not a guy that's going to bang you in the corners on the forecheck. Like that's what's never going to happen. But he was a supremely talented shooter and playmaker. You could make plays at any speed. He could play with the tempo. He could make plays from the inside, make plays from the outside. He could get to the inside himself. And McKenna is the exact same thing. So I would go McKenna for sure. No questions asked. I don't trade back. Even if you give me whatever, I don't care.
So we have Frondell is a beast. Florida, you are funny. I would sob for a week. That's referring to Florida getting McKenna or Stenberg. Trevor is back. What's up, Trevor? How you doing, bro? What does Utah's prospect pool rank for you guys? For both of you guys? For me, well, you could go first, but Blue Chip Prospect has a really great idea.
But I really, really, really love Tijigila. I think he's the best player in junior. And I think he's going to be such a good player in the NHL because that guy, not only does he has the skills and he transferred to being a center full time now, he's a guy that can play through contact. He looks to me like a less aggressive, but more skilled version of a Ryan Leonard. You know, I think he has that shot. He has that playmaking skills. He can make plays from the board in. He can make plays from the inside. He's more involved with the puck. He has more like driving type of possessions now where he keeps the puck longer on his puck instead of making quick plays with it because now he's at center. He's great. And then you have Desnoyers, who's also great. You have Simishev, who's like a 6'5" ballerina on skates. Like I love Simishev. I always loved him, and I will keep loving him. I don't know how he's looked recently. I know he had good stats in the AHL for a while, but I don't know how he's looked recently because I haven't watched him. But I watched a lot of him in Russia last year and the year before that, and he's just so good. And he's never going to be a dynamic puck-moving defenseman. He's never going to be a creative defenseman. That's not going to be his game, but he's going to be a guy who's going to kill every play coming his way. It's going to be overwhelming defensively. And you cannot pass him. With his feet, there's no way you're passing him. And if you're applying heavy forecheck or too much pressure on him, he's going to burn you with his feet. He's just so good. So just those three players together. I know there's more, but I just don't have them on top of my head like that. But Caleb Desnoyers plus Tijigila plus Simashev plus the team you already have at the NHL level. I mean, yeah, it's really good. You're really, really good.
Patrick Kane, I believe, broke the record for most points by an American.
Is now the GOAT American.
I just want to bring up, I think I could share this. Here is the play. Well, volume, we're going to get demonetized, but here it is. Really great shot.
He's okay.
I think he'll make it to the NHL, but I'm also not sure.
Too small.
I don't know if I could add yours to stage, but we could do this still. Oh wait,
Oh yeah, the guy Boot too. Yeah, there's Boot
Woot
on
and
top of
Simashev.
Smashev. Yeah.
I've actually cool thing here, but I've played blackjack with Simashev. I was right next to him, and we're just talking. He's like a kind of a guy that you can just bird feed with. Like he's really nice, 6'5" right-handed defenseman with all that skill and speed, and he's just the nicest person. Like we're just talking the whole time. Like very cool, down to earth guy. Like who was at the NHL All-Star game. I was doing some media coverage, and all the players were just playing blackjack and stuff, and he was one of them. And like he lost his money in like two hands, but I did pretty good. So it was a cool night. I think he's going to be a superstar. I think he's a very okay. I'm going to say I think he's going to be a really good like a star right-handed defenseman. I actually do feel like he's going to be a star. I'm not afraid to say that. I think that this guy has it all. He's one of my favorite right-handed defensemen that are in the league right now, that are in the AHL. The Blackhawks have like four shots that
it's
period.
crazy that Utah are in a playoff with 80 something points, and they still have all that coming up with Boot.
Well, they
and
just did it
Simashev
correctly.
and Iginla,
You know?
and yeah, man, this team is going to be a problem in the future. They're built the right way, and yeah.
And this is a Blue Chip Prospects NHL Draft Simulator. And we both have one, and this is his multiplayer. So like if you guys want to check it out, I think you could put it in the description. I'm not sure how that kind of works. I had to log into my YouTube to do it, but Oilers are running 4 lines at the right time. I mean, it's against the Hawks. If Cat got the pass, he would have got a Hattie. Oh wow. Kane, classic Kane goal there, yes. So, Isildur, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but what team do you root for? Are you a Hawks fan? Or let me know. Does Cat pass Kane if he gets an elite passer? I don't think so. I mean, Kane was just so dominant. I'm ignoring Matthews because I'm a hater. We are up to 408 viewers. Those are just the live viewer count for YouTube and X, but I'm not really sure how that works on X, but I know it's for YouTube for sure. We had like 1,500 or so in the NHL trade deadline one, but we just wanted to come on to talk draft prospects. If you want to do an NHL draft, we can. If you want to just keep doing this and end it soon, we can. I don't really care if you guys want me to put one of these Connor Bedard clips I got during my interview, like just comment Bedard, like just spam Bedard, as well as if you guys can like and subscribe.
Bedard.
Liking and subscribing really helps. Just like the algorithm
Wanted to show
pushes us out for some reason.
The draft simulator here for people who want to do the multiplayer one, like when you go into your war room there. By the way, the site is nhlwarroom.com. So it's pretty simple. And from there, like you have your code. So you just share your code to anybody and everybody can choose his team. And then you do your draft, which is a cool concept. I thought like nobody was doing that. And then I found that somebody actually did it too. So I'm not the only one anymore. But I thought I was the only one doing that. Yeah, it's fun. Like I haven't tested it live yet. So I don't know how it works, but I tested it like on my local and it worked. So maybe we can try it and see if it works live too.
Yeah, and this is cool. Mine, I didn't actually know that yours did that with the code and stuff. So, yeah, that's exactly how it coded mine. So that's really funny. It literally just probably did the same thing.
I think it's basically the only way. Like if you want to,
yeah.
How other way could you like join your friend's draft? Like you need a unique code. You cannot just join everybody's draft.
And I put a so on mine there's like a little screen that says open a lobby. So it's just like once it opens the lobby, it like sends out to the program that they're waiting. But it is the direct link is the only other way. Session key. It's a good thing. But I really want to try out yours. So can you send the link and also the comments so that people could get to it too? And then I could just like copy it. If you are in your YouTube, it works better. Wait, it's War Room, right? What is it? War Room?
NHL War Room. I'll send it to you in the private chat. The key, like that.
How many
Everybody can
H's
see
are
it there. So
this doesn't come up.
NHL
That's
War
weird.
Room.
The ant that didn't show up is the. Oh, are you the other Anthony? Is it just another account? I'm also an Anthony, so it's cool. I can't find your thing. NHL War Room.
Yeah, I'll send you a link then. Like that. There you go. You click on the link, do you get it?
Yeah, but I gotta sign into my email. 1 sec. Join draft. Okay.
Anthony
All right, ready?
Yep. So it's second.
We'll just do 16 teams each.
Oh well, you can do like odd like that. So we have
okay.
odd and even split like that. You go like this.
That's a really smart.
Then we can draft the first overall, which is Florida. Somebody's gonna be sobbing for a week. And then like that. What's the next one? Let's say you do just one round, I guess.
Yep, 100%. Martone had his first career goal today. That's awesome. Good for him. I have an interview with Martone I could post after too.
So you're the first one, like your initials right there beside it. Every player, you can click on the stats to flip the page like that and see. I don't know. So you choose Gavin McKenna. You should have taken Tynan Lawrence. Obviously, go with Stenberg here. Draft the player.
We should have worked on it together for like this together.
Huh?
This is nice. We should have worked on a mock draft simulator together instead of competing.
Yeah, but man, I didn't know you were revamping yours. If I knew, I would just would have worked on yours together.
I've been working on that thing for 8 months, so I didn't know what I was doing until I did.
Who do you think New York would take?
Chase Reed. I've always said Chase Reed.
And what did they have for picks? Oh, we're just doing the first one, right? So, yeah, I think Chase Reed, but that's like, yeah, they're gonna have like Adam Fox and Chase Reed on the right side. That's pretty good.
Well, for this, I think like.
Oh well, it's you.
Wait,
it's your name there. There you go. Chicago. Wait a second.
Who was
Jackson Cover. Chicago. I think like, what is their need? Like they have so many prospects. What's the need? They need high-end talent, no? Is that it? What they need the most?
Yeah.
Albert Smiths, right? Albert Smiths.
I think they're gonna go Albert Smiths. And I think
you're
up for a while.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why the odd and even split didn't actually. I think it's because you clicked them beforehand. It just like didn't work.
It took away mine with the even split. It took away my picks.
Maybe. St. Louis. What do you think St. Louis need?
I would say right-handed defense, but they're not going to do that. All of them are taken. Kayla Malhotra, consensus number 13. Jeez. I'm gonna go. I'll go Kayla
Belches?
Malhotra here. No, that's you. This is you.
Listen. Yeah, I know.
Carson
It's me. I was just
Carroll's.
asking you.
I thought it was me. My bad.
Yeah, I'll go with the center. San Jose. San Jose, they have to go defenseman for sure. Like, no question. Then it's Daxon Rudolph or Carson Carrolls. I'll go with Carrolls. Winnipeg. Winnipeg.
Where is Malhotra?
I took him right here.
It said he was like 13th or so.
But the consensus rank is the consensus rank from EP. So
interesting.
Winnipeg, I'll go Vigo Bjork. Number 8. I doubt it, but I think it's a good pick. And then Seattle, they don't like defensemen, but I'm going to give them a defenseman. There you go. Daxon Rudolph. Your turn.
I think it's just because they play a playoff style. They play with a ton of skill, too. I just don't think that they would go with the clip-off.
Why is there a notion by hockey fans around that the way the Panthers play doesn't rely on
Kings? It's you. Then there's a run for me, and then there's a run for you.
That's me, Ellie, Lawrence.
Kayla Malhotra is good, man. If you guys want an interview, I did a great one on my thing. So just go draftprospectshockey.com. It's in the news section.
And I would not be happy if Boston ended up with Ethan Belches.
Dude, they like Dean Letourneau. I'm going to go Adam Novotny for the Devils. I'm going to go Oscar Hemming for the Capitals. And then Oliver Savanto. This is when those three will come off. I'm not really sure. And Oscar Hemming and Savanto might go ahead of Novotny, but not in this one.
Yeah. St. Louis, they already took Albert Smith.
He has hit a wall, but he's also hurt. He got hurt 4 weeks ago. If Matthews goes to a team, it's Atlantic Division or Pacific. Yeah, Edmonton.
I don't.
Could you imagine? I'm joking.
And it's you. Just hit the wall in the past 5-6 weeks, 34 goals, and I heard he is injured. Oh.
I'm going to go Pipparainen for the Nashville Predators.
Calgary. Last year they took Rajni and that speedy guy from Arizona. What's his name? Colin Potter. Did they take anybody else in the first round? 1 second. They have Perek as a high-end guy. Ilya Morozov. Boom. There you go. Big guy down the middle. Is it me again? No, it's you.
For San Jose, no, it is you. Oh, wait, no, never mind. For
That's you.
Utah, I'm going. For Utah, I'm going to go defenseman because they're absolutely loaded. I know they have.
Take a right.
I'm going to go with.
Yeah,
I'm going to go Ryan Lynn.
Yeah. I think that's the one that
Still
makes sense
straight
there.
from the Sharks.
San Jose. Oh, I picked for them already. Took Albert Smith.
Out in Vancouver here, it's the Ruck Bros that are streaming.
Yeah. Who do you prefer, Gustafsson or Hermanson? Or Hackinson?
Hackinson. If Matthews goes to a team, it's... Yeah, I already read this one.
Yeah. But that's 2 LDs. I don't know. Yeah. go for defenseman again. And I don't think there's any right shot in there.
Go Mantelis.
I go here.
It's just Pantelis is ranked 43 in their consensus. That's not even doesn't make sense.
If you go draft center. So who did you take? Was not on the page. Okay. Oh, it's me again. Okay.
I think I did something wrong.
When you picked the team at the beginning?
No, my pick.
Oh, what? There's two of them? Well, I know what I'll do later. I'll erase one of them. New York Islanders. Marcus Narnmark. I like him.
For Columbus, they took Jackson's. For Columbus, they took Jackson Smith and Andrianov. I'm actually going to go JP Herbert. Wait, did we take Klepov yet?
Yeah, I did. He's right here. St. Louis. Pittsburgh.
Hey, do any of you guys know who Hot Take Hockey is? He's got like, help him get to 60,000 subscribers. We have a mock draft debuting tomorrow at like 2. Blue Chip, what time do you want to film tomorrow, by the way? Was it still 1? Are we still good for 1?
Yeah.
Central?
Yeah, it was 1
Okay.
Central. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm doing a mock draft with Russ Cohen tomorrow, 2 at 3, I think. So, if you guys want to see any of that, I don't think I'm going to go live. I'm not going to go live Saturday, by the way. I got something.
Rogowski.
Looks like Spencer Knight might have got ticked up there, huh?
Who you taking?
I'm going to take...
Wait a second.
Liam Ruck.
I'm going to... No. Seattle. Big guy defenseman. Boom.
Jets need Kings to win. Honestly, if you want, Trevor, if you want that Panthers pick, might need... Wait, did you propose this trade?
Yeah.
You proposed this?
You don't want it? Yeah,
I accepted it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now Hawks get back in the first. I actually wouldn't like it, but for the thing, it would be fun.
Rubric. Let's go for upside.
Okay,
that's me again.
Carolina is you still. What the hell?
Yeah. Well, it's because Chicago was yours, and I just traded for it. Is there a Russian? Yeah, there you go.
I don't want the Panthers pick. I want to dream we trade for DuPont. We're not getting DuPont, dude. If we do, that would be insane. He's so good. He loves the Denny's. I need to change this. Thomas Tranko. No.
No? You don't accept for 7th? Then Alexander Command. I like that guy, man. Give me all your picks. Decline. There you go.
I acquired 2 prospects, Keaton Verhoff and Liam Ruck. I don't know where any of my other selections went. the brick.
Brick wall. All right.
Don,
All
I
right.
keep missing. Who did you guys choose from our Panthers? Did they stick where they picked? Can you go to the board? This is
Board of
also blue chip prospects one. So go to the
full
right.
board. The good McKenna
They
here
picked Kevin McKenna.
because they had first in the lottery.
Yeah.
So
Congratulations, Anthony. Would you pick Kevin McKenna, Stenberg, or a defenseman, Anthony, if you got the number one pick? It's actually a good question to ask a Panthers fan.
it's got to be McKenna.
It's got to be
So
McKenna.
All right. Why?
Arvid is in net. Wait, what happened? Dude, this Blackhawks game is crazy. 0-0. Oh my god.
Second.
Frank Nazar almost dangled the entire Oilers team. What?
And I thought Nazar was going to
Nazar's-
have a better season than that one.
He got hurt and just slowed down. I mean, there's nothing he can do. Honestly, Blashill, when I was
It's
I
not.
interviewed him
It's not
yesterday,
bad. It's just I thought he was going to be great, and he's good. He's very good, but he's not great. He's not on a great level yet.
He was saying that he wants him to be the 3C, like Frondell 2C and Bedard 1C. I was like, what are you talking about? Breakaway for the Oilers. They score. Soderblom can't save a shot. Spencer Knight just left the game for an equipment thing.
And they scored for real?
Yeah. Didn't you not like my play-by-play? I believe McKenna and Stenberg are talented, but they don't fit the system. I think I would choose all of that number one. Who? I think I would choose all of that number one.
I don't know what that means.
What is Oliver? Wait, that doesn't even make sense. I don't know why I guessed that. I think I would choose Oliver. I was right. Dude.
Oliver.
I don't know how I got that. I honestly don't know how I got that. All of that. I said Oliver. That's insane. Dude. That was awesome. I don't care what anyone says. I got it right. That's crazy. That's puck knowledge. That's insane. Holy moly. How would one even guess that? He said all of that. I said Oliver because it sounded similar. That's sick. Dude, that's absurd. I don't care. That's absurd. Smack the like button. Unsubscribe from Blue Chip Prospect. No, I'm kidding. Dude, Lebowski said he unsubscribed.
You would choose Oliver Savanto number one?
He would probably trade down, but I think if you trade down to 10 if you want Oliver Savanto, he'll be there.
Yeah, but that
I wouldn't.
It depends what a draft is, but what the trade
on a breakaway. He missed.
It's a massive opportunity to get cheap, extreme talent in your pipeline and on the team. I feel like that's hard to pass.
I feel like this is Oliver Savanto. Anthony is Oliver. No, I'm kidding. That's
because the Panthers already have the best version of Oliver Savanto with Lundell, right?
There's a better chance Oliver Savanto falls to 20 than there is he hits 1, which is crazy, but it's true.
I would stick. What did he say? I would stick and pick and draft over at number one. I don't care what any analyst says. It fits our system, and I don't think they would bat an eyelash. The Panthers skipping over McKenna or Stenberg. Wow, that's ballsy. If the team does it, then good for them. I don't think they're
8 first-round picks. If you trade from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3, and then 3 to 4. If your ultimate goal was Oliver Savanto, you could get Savanto plus 8 first-round picks, and then just get whoever you want. I'm not joking. I honestly think you could do that. You could get serious. Seriously, you could probably get 5 first-round picks, like in that trade.
For your
so
first
you go
overall?
from 1 to 3.
Maybe
So
not in
let's say
first
you go
round pick,
1 to 3,
pure
right?
pick, but maybe in a I mean in multiple trades. Yeah, multiple trades.
Yeah. If you want Oliver Savanto number 1, you could get 5 first-round picks. It would just be the value of it. The Blackhawks have one shot this period. You know they're going to come back and lose in overtime. Fraser Minten, that's a respectable 17 goals. Dude, Brandon Carlo, though, he helped out the Leafs. Like, look at where the Leafs are now, man. Trevor said, "Shut." Gotta feel the reef. So Trevor, I wasn't watching. Did he get hurt, or was it an equipment issue? Let me know. You like my Fraser Minten joke? See, this is why you guys come here. This is why you don't watch like ESPN. You just come here for me and Blue Chip Prospect. We have incredibly good-looking faces. We have great jawlines. We have great glasses that glare on screen, and this is why you come here.
Well, for a year, I've been trying to reduce the glare on screen in my glasses, and it never works. But today, it's not too bad. See? Yeah, that's good. And your camera, man. I don't know for me. I don't know for you, but your camera looks like you're filming with something from the 1970s.
What?
So I don't know how it looks for you, but for me, your camera always looks like you're filming with something from the 1970s.
I don't know what it is. I'm gonna get a new camera. I was looking. Everybody else's. What camera do you use? Can someone send me a camera and I'll Venmo them?
I have an iPhone that connects to my Mac, and
You're
that's what I
using your
use.
iPhone?
But right now it's just my webcam on my Mac.
I can't afford TSN. Dude, I can't afford a camera. I gotta get one. Blue Chip said he was gonna buy me a new Lambo, so I'm waiting for it.
With the money from the on the clock show. The $3 per 1,000 views we make. The $3 Canadian we make per 1,000 views. I'm gonna be rich.
That's so crazy. Yeah, guys. See, I'm telling you, dude, if we did OnlyFans, we'd make so much money.
Yeah, we gotta switch.
Some of those creators are making like $15 million a year. However, finding these streams is the treat.
Yep.
Blackhawk. Oh, you were referring to ESPN. That's funny. Blackhawks have to be leading the goal in overtime losses. I think so, honestly. Thank you for finding our stream. I mean, we're pretty we're doing pretty good in the prospect space. So let's say.
The most blown lead. Well, wasn't the Blackhawks for a while like not at the bottom of the NHL? Weren't they looking like somewhat good at some point?
Yeah, and like there was a time in the 2010s.
No, I mean really this season.
Yeah, I know. They were good. I feel like the first 20 games they were pretty good. But yeah, they
were like middle of the pack, huh? And then
the Blackhawks could have made the playoffs this season. Every single game they've been in, except like 4 or 5. Like, I'm not joking. They always lose the lead. They're usually up. It's absurd. This team is number 1 in PK in the league, and all they do, like, they're actively trying to lose. Tyler Bertuzzi is the father figure there. He looks like a pirate to me. I love it. I love Bertuzzi.
So
Bertuzzi's
much.
great, man. The Blackhawks were never getting 80 points now. Before Bedard got hurt, Hawks were flirting with second or first place wildcard. They were very good before he got hurt. And same with Lardis. And Nazar. But Lardis is great. Not great, but he has looked fantastic. Frondel's looked great. Roman Cancerov's coming in the wings next year. There's a chance that this team could push for a playoff spot. And I know people would be like, oh, but you saw what happened with the Ducks. You're seeing what's happening with the Sharks. Like, once you get all your pieces together, that's what happens. If the Blackhawks can get Stenberg or McKenna too, like, watch out for this team. I think they're two ways. Like, I think they'll contend in 2 years. Like, they will contend for a playoff spot next year, in my opinion. And they also have 3 first-round picks next year. If the Panthers, obviously. There's 9 minutes left in the second period. I feel like they're ready to fly. I agree. I do think that they need to lose all these games though at the end of the season. I know people might get mad at me, but I don't really care. It's about what's best for the team long term. The Oilers on a power play, but the Blackhawks still have the best penalty kill in the league, and this is like they're gonna end with the best penalty kill. They actually are just absurd. I don't know what it is. And then they're gonna be contenders in 2 years and have like a top 30 penalty kill. It's gonna be insane. But for some reason, Blashill is fantastic. It's his deployment, or whoever the PK coach is. Honestly, not sure who it is. Maybe Pekka. I'm not sure. No, he's just, I don't know. Goal. Blackhawks down 2-0. Our Hawks. Blackhawks have an 84.5% on the penalty kill. PK. What's your dog's name?
This one? Chocolate.
Chocolate. Let me get.
Yeah.
Here, come here. Here's my little Jackie.
Ooh. Not the same size.
Yeah. He's
chocolate is a hunter.
10 pounds.
Yesterday,
Really?
my kid woke me up at like 1:30 in the morning for like he had a headache. So I opened like the patio door to get the dogs outside and then look, and he found a rabbit, ran at the rabbit, killed the rabbit, and I was like, oh jeez.
Oh my God.
My dog was full of blood at 1:30 in the morning. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Well, thank God the rabbit didn't kill. Like I would cry. My dog almost ate a lizard once, and I was very upset, but he bit his tail off. It was when I lived in North Carolina.
Yeah, poor Wabbit. Yep. Yeah.
Calgary up 1-0 Vegas. There it is, Trevor. Yeah, let me see if you guys have dogs. DM Blue Chip Prospect on Twitter. He'll send them to me. Look at this guy. Look at that.
He's comfy.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have one dog or you have more than one?
I have 8. No, I'm kidding. I have 3 dogs and a cat.
Okay. I have 2 dogs. Like the one you saw is the son of my other dog. My other dog's a husky. and she escaped, and she came back with babies from a border collie. So the other one is half border collie, half husky. He's crazy.
Double wolf wolf.
Yep.
Yeah.
Done.
Who's your favorite NHL player of all time? Oh, this is a question for me. No one else. No, I'm kidding. Don, what do you think is a good defenseman the Blackhawks could get in the late first round or early second round if they take a forward with their first pick? This is a great question. And one thing is, like, if Pippa Rynan is there, I think that would be a really good project as a right-handed defenseman. I'm not really sure if they would take right-handed defenseman, but a guy like William Hawkinson, I could totally see being good friends with Anton Frundell, 6'4" left-handed defenseman with time in the SHL. I think being in a professional league, that would really help him, as well as a guy like Malte Gustafsson that has more of that high risk, high reward. And Malte Gustafsson's brother, Viggo Gustafsson, was actually drafted by the Predators in 2024. I would say if Xavier, no, never mind. Xavier Villeneuve and Ryan Lynn will not be on the Blackhawks. They do not like under 6 foot defensemen. So I'm just telling you guys that there. If Xavier Villeneuve is there at like 70, they probably will not even take him. It's not in the cards. Let's see. I'm gonna go to prospects, draft rankings. I want to give you a good answer. I would say Ben McBeath is a fun one. Sherbakov is fun. Nikita Sherbakov, somewhere in that like late first, early second, kind of targeting wherever the Carolina Hurricanes are picking, because that seems to be the Blackhawks pick every single year. Nikita is a dog. Yeah, he is. Nikita Sherbakov, baby. Watch him. I'm going to actually do a post about him probably tomorrow. I do like his game, and I know he's going to be taken by the Hurricanes. He's going to fall to like pick 50. But I think me and Blue Chip are probably going to get off here. We've been on so long, and we're going to be getting on tomorrow too. Not for a live stream, but for a video. So I do appreciate you. We almost had 500 viewers, and a lot of these, it says, are live viewers in terms of like who's on. So I really appreciate it. Please go follow Blue Chip Prospect on X. Like, try to get him to 10 million on X, and if you can. Damn, he's 6'5". Yeah, see, this is why you come here. You learn about some players. Like, we're encyclopedias to this stuff. This is all we do. So if you guys really like draft content, if you have a friend that likes draft content, please help us push out. This year, these last 14 months, I've interviewed over 200 prospects. So if you guys like my content, any of my interviews, like definitely check them out. I interviewed Connor Bedard yesterday too. So if you guys want any of that stuff, it's on my Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Check out our feed page, me and Kalucha Prospect. Obviously, we're joking, but thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. And please check out his mock draft simulator. Please check out my Draft Prospects Hockey website. But if you guys have any questions, DM me on X at the Prospect Don. We're so close to 17,000 followers. So once that happens, my ex will get back with me. And thank you guys. I appreciate it. We're ending the stream here.
Thank you, everybody. Peace.